What's going on, gentlemen? Lawrence of Asia coming at you once again here from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Hope everyone's doing absolutely well. Grateful, blessed. Gentlemen, we were never taught that we can do things. We're always taught that it is hard to become wealthy. And really, what it takes is the can-do attitude. We get stuck in our minds at the next hurdle that we don't know how yet to overcome, and we stop right there and we look elsewhere. And in actuality, what we need to do is keep moving forward. Where there is a will, there is a way. That's how I've built all of my successful businesses. But this mental muscle of overcoming is not natural or inherent in us and our modern indoctrination school system. We're being taught that it's difficult to become wealthy. And in actuality, this mental muscle of perseverance, finding a way, this one's not really taught in schools, but what I notice is that this deep level of perseverance is the common factor that most every single successful entrepreneur has. And once you realize the necessity of having that deep perseverance, it puts things into perspective. When you have various successful businesses, the level of work that is required in our modern age, especially with the youngsters, quote unquote, they expect everything to be instant, instant gratification. They want to design an app and instantly, they start just raking in the money. And it doesn't work that way. You've got to really, really persevere and push. This need to have grit is missing in those who are not successful entrepreneurs more often than not. If you could just develop that grit, if you can develop grit, you can do almost anything, because that grit is what you need to keep pushing forward. And that's where success is found. The universe is not a kind enough place that it's going to give you what you do not deserve. You've got to earn it. And when you do hard things on a regular basis, then you build the mental fortitude and also the self-identity required to yield such power, responsibility. You craft yourself into the personality, into the individual that is worthy of success. So the mental toughness, the grit, it can be found through ice baths. It can be found through the gym. It can be found through running. It can be found through breathing exercises. It can be found through shooting a YouTube video on a daily basis, showing up, right? Operating a business and showing up for that business. But it's the perseverance, it's the dedication. This muscle is so, so, so crucial. And this is literally the make or break between the successful entrepreneur and the dreamer, right? The non-practical, instant gratification youngster, right? It's just so necessitous to have that perseverance, that grit. That grit, that virality, that focus, focus itself, right? Focus is not a common trait in the modern man, in the modern human. You do not see people with the ability to focus anymore. You don't find them. We're all drugged out on dopamine from instant gratification, like I said earlier. And if you can set yourself apart and be one of the rare individuals that has that ability to focus for designated periods of time, you are already setting yourself apart. Then if you just focus long enough on the right things, even if it's not the perfect thing, you can find great success in this modern world. Now we got AI on our asses, and pretty soon the jobs are going to be taken away. I don't care if you're a defense attorney. I don't care if you're making apps. I don't care if you're a therapist. I don't care if you bag groceries. I don't care if you accept money at a register. Very soon, none of us are going to be needed. And it's only those who are using the AI and prompting it well and implementing, along with the unique voices, the unique humans who have real experience, who have real grit, who've really done things. There will always be a longing, a need, an attraction for real humans who have a real personality, who perhaps are contrarians, the Renaissance men who are worldly and defy the odds, who push the envelope, who have real grit, who will say what they mean and mean what they say, who will show up. But gentlemen, women have it easy. A beautiful girl doesn't ever have to go hungry. As men, we have to sculpt and mold ourselves. We have to create ourselves. And it really requires all of you to make it in this modern world. It's not getting any easier. People are saying, well, it's just too hard now. It's not getting any easier. This is just a taste of what's to come. People are going to be eating rice and dal, and crickets, perhaps. That's what the elitists have planned for many of us. I don't wish that upon. I wish for everyone to thrive, but do we really deserve it when we're not bringing anything of value, when we just want free handouts? It's an interesting time to be alive. That's for sure. It's bizarre. It is really, really bizarre to be working with this technology, AI, ChatGPT, and witnessing just how capable it is. It's revolutionary. This is going to reshape the world. AI and all the various AI technologies are going to reshape the world, just like the world changed so drastically from us not having cell phones when us my age were younger, and then we got the cell phone. We didn't have internet when we were younger, and then we got the internet, right? And how it revolutionized our entire world. We can order Grab on our phone or Uber on our phone. We can order anything we want from Amazon these days. The world has had a revolutionary shift. You've got any hotel you can book. You got Airbnb. You can just go anywhere in the world. You can fly anywhere in the world. You can rent a car on Turo anywhere in the world almost instantly. The world's changed a lot. The world is going to change even more in the upcoming 5 years. 5, 6, 7 years. It's going to change even more than it did in the last 20. That's my prediction. And I think that Bitcoin will become the reserve currency. And maybe it was planned that way. And is Satoshi Nakamoto the one who actually created it, or is it a group of elitists who had this planned all along? I don't know. I might have met one of them, but I don't know. There is the goodwill of the people and even those elitists who are in charge. And then there's the reality of those who don't wish to wake up, who don't wish to be present, who don't wish to contribute. And I think the elitist look at the plebs in a way and they say like, well, they don't deserve anything anyway. They don't, they don't contribute anything, right? So gentlemen, I think to be a man of substance, a man whose presence is appreciated, not just by elitists, but by anyone and everyone, by way of making the world a better place anywhere and everywhere you go on a daily basis. That's beautiful contribution, in every sense of the word. And at the same time, having that grit, having that compassion for humanity, but for yourself as well. But the reality is, it's always been survival of the fittest to some degree, but then it's also the most adaptable, right? So how will you adapt in this new world? How are you going to be of value, right? I mean, these are questions that I'm pondering myself with several different businesses that I operate. And I think, how am I going to be of value? Well, I have my experiences. I have my knowledge and wisdom, everything that I've lived. And I think there's value in it. How many people have let go of all material possession, dissolved the matrix, been in love, let it go, and then traveled the world for 15, 16 years. And then, traveled as a musician on a shoestring, met people from all classes, races, religions, actually know the world that they live in and the people of the world, and then have also built successful businesses, and then is also happy on a day in, day out business, and gives well wishes, contributes to society. I think I have a worthwhile voice. I have that grit that I was talking about. But gentlemen, you must develop that grit. We must develop that grit at all cost on a daily basis. Do the hard things. Do the hard things. Shooting this YouTube video, I was just on the phone with my good friend prior to shooting this, and I was getting tired. It's after 11 o'clock at night. I didn't want to shoot the video, but I wanted to shoot it because I know that I'm developing this perseverance muscle. I've got to do something daily, even if I get one view. And I got one view on my last two videos. I think it was some of my best work ever. And I got one view, all good. Because you can't be focused on the results. You got to be focused on the man that you are becoming. Showing up daily, having that perseverance and that grit to show up daily, becoming the man worthy of that attention. That's really the prize, is becoming. It's what you truly become, the depth of character that you become. It's not all the surface things, it's who you actually are, who you actually become. By doing the hard thing, by showing up, by pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. That grit, that perseverance sculpts and molds the man, refines the man, the self-image. And that self-image attracts everything into one's life. All the beauty, all the glory, all the synchronicities, all the divine bliss. I wish it all for you. I wish it all for you. God wishes it all for you. You got to give it your all, but you got to dissolve the ego. Let the ego get out of the way. Keep working, keep striving, gentlemen. There's a beautiful life out there. I don't think that for most young men it is being sedentary and living in the same box day in and day out. I think that real life is found in adventure and getting out of one's comfort zone and being truly present, moving and traveling in the world. I'm the biggest advocate and ambassador for travel, but let that be a spiritual journey. Let that be one of minimalism. Allow yourself to move through the world not knowing what the next step will be. Don't have an itinerary per se. That's my advice. Allow God, the universe, to come and speak to you through happenstance, through pure presence, right? That's what I wish for you. You know, and inevitably, I wish this for you. If I were to meet you in person, the conversation would inevitably come back to travel, because it's given me the most. You know, I have a friend I met today, 64-year-old gentleman, and you know, he was saying, you know, why would I go back to America and pay more for less? Why would I pay more for less? All right, gentlemen. Blessings from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, Southeast Asia. I hope you're happy and well. Like, comment, and subscribe. Feel free to share the video if you do feel so inclined. I know it was a bit of a ramble, but I hope there were some deep lessons in there. And persevere, gentlemen. Where there's a will, there's a way. And you can do just about anything that you put your mind to. Don't get stuck on the next hurdle. Find a way over that hurdle, gentlemen. All right? Until next time, God bless. I'll see you. Peace.